the National, as we do each and every day on this show, and the annual player poll results from the NHLPA were released today, so of course that has been a big topic of discussion. We're not going to go through all of the different polls and results, but a few that kind of stood out to us. And we'll start with the question of best defenseman in the game. Now, it's 626 players were polled for this, so it is the majority of the league took part in this survey. Cale Makar takes 63.9% of the vote.
With authority.
Yeah, that just, I think, is a reminder. I mean, because there's so many really good defensemen in the league. There's a lot of guys that aren't on that list that are really good players. Charlie McAvoy, Heiskanen. I mean, you can go right down. We're in an era where there's a lot of great defensemen. There's nobody like this guy. I mean, he's drawing comparisons to Bobby Orr. And I've been around this a long time. I haven't heard anybody get compared to Bobby Orr. So it just goes to show you the players really have, that are on the ice, Rupper, with this guy, really see what a special player he is.
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes. I mean, you talk about just the gap between 1 and 2 there. Like, it's very unanimous who the number one
Yeah, it seems that way, right?
It's the peers. That's who plays against this guy every night. So that's a big nod for Cale Makar.
All right, let's check out one of the other questions that was asked. If you were to choose a goalie in a must-win game, who do you want in net? Andre Vasilevsky takes 52.3% of the votes. The next closest guy, Igor Shesterkin, got 4.8%. That is a telling result, if you ask me.
Yeah, and again, Vasilevsky, right? He's been in the Stanley Cup final 3 consecutive years. He won it twice. He's been the guy in all those big moments. What was that stat? He had all those games, like closeout games. He had shutouts in.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we had Phil Esposito on the other day, and Phil Esposito, his brother, was one of the great goalies in the history of the game. Tony Esposito. He's played with great goalies. He's watched Vasilevsky now for so long, and I asked him where does he rank, and he said, boy, he's really high on the list among the all-time guys. So pretty special.
Yeah, maybe research can get me his. Can you try to find Vasi by the end of the show? Game 6 and 7 numbers.
Yeah, it's
like what his record is. It's got
pretty good.
Yeah, I mean even Game 7s.
It's elimination closeout games, whatever that stat was last year.
He's just silly in what he can do.
And one other number on there that even though it's a small number, Ilya Sorokin getting like 3.1% is a nod to the fact that
he burst onto the scene quickly.
Yeah, because we know Shesterkin was the Vezina Trophy winner. He plays for the New York Rangers. They went to the Final Four, but Ilya Sorokin getting a small percentage of votes there. He made another big-time save last night against the Leafs, one of those paddle saves.
Paddle save.
He's been really good at those.
Gustafsson.
Yeah. Gustafsson thought it was in. And
he had no reaction to it whatsoever.
Did, right?
It was very weird.
Yeah.
He just kind of I'm maybe not sure he saw what happened. Yeah, I don't know, but it was no reaction. Yeah. I also like that they call Sorokin Soro King.
Yeah.
Islanders fans, because you have Prince Igor, Soro King.
Yes.
I see what you're doing, Islanders fans. I see what's at play here. All right, this is my favorite question. One of my favorite questions from the poll. Who is the most complete player? And at the tippity top of the results is Sidney Crosby with 30% of the vote. And I love to see this because I do think we talk about best players in the world and we never really define what that means. And a lot of times we talk about Connor McDavid because he's the most dominant player in the NHL. He's the most dominant or best offensive player. But according to the players in the league, the best or the most complete player is still Sidney Crosby. Agree or disagree?
I love that. Yeah, 100%. I still think that by the time he's done playing, he's still been very underappreciated.
Underhyped?
Across the NHL fan bases for how great he's been. And the players know, you're talking about influencing a game still. At 35, is he 35,
35.
I think? Now? At 35 years old, he can influence it like anybody else. He will have as much of an impact on a game as Connor McDavid, as anybody else in the league. It might look a little different than Connor McDavid. There might be some nights it looks like Connor McDavid, and that's what makes him so unique.
Yeah, backboard to backboard, right? 200 feet by 85 in every area of the ice. He is somebody that can make a difference. Face-off circle, all kinds of different roles. So certainly he's there. You see Patrice Bergeron high on that list as well. So, they're not surprised to see some of those guys. And Connor McDavid's overall game is inching up there too, and he has been somebody I think we shouldn't sleep on his improvement on a
certainly got better.
On a kind of day-to-day basis. Guys, I always say guys are getting better or worse all the time in this league. It's just the nature of things at such a highly competitive level, and I think Connor McDavid, we're seeing some of these clips here, I think he is taking note of the little things that he needs to do better in all other areas, and it shows.
Are we I didn't see Nathan McKinnon's name on that list.
He was on there.
We'll bring the results back up.
Yeah, I think
was he on that?
Fifth or sixth near the. I think he was the last.
That was one that I thought maybe a little bit higher.
There it is. Yeah.
Okay, he is. Yeah. He's 4%. But I can't argue who's in front of him. But yeah, that's the next guy though. We know the relationship between him and Sid. And here's the thing with Sidney Crosby too. When he first came in the league, and I was playing against him at that time, and I played with him in 2009-10 area. He's worked at his game. He didn't come in as an all-around player. Like he's worked, he's put that work in. Nathan McKinnon's getting better at it. You're saying Connor, so Nathan McKinnon's kind of that next one that can have that all-around game like Sid, and he's a little bit younger, so we'll see when he kind of gets to that level.
It's the thing that we always hear about the most legendary players in every sport is that they all oftentimes are students of the game that are obsessed with getting better at different things. They're never satisfied with just being the best player in the league or having the most points. Connor McDavid, I think the fact that he's, going to win his first Rocket Richard this year is a testament to him being like, I see you, Austin, with your 60. I can do that, too. And I love that about this sport. But while I have the opportunity, I did want to rattle off some things about Sidney Crosby because I love Sidney Crosby. I could not agree with you more. I almost wanted to yell preach at you, Rupper, while you were speaking because he is underappreciated, which sounds insane to say. But I started looking up more numbers for him this season because the Penguins are fighting for a playoff spot. They might not make it. It would be the first time since Crosby was a rookie that they weren't in the postseason. But he's top 20 in overall points at the age of 35. I believe there's only one other player in the top 20 in their 30s, and that's Erik Karlsson. He's top 10 in even strength points. It's his 18th straight season averaging over a point per game. Only Wayne freaking Gretzky has more seasons averaging over a point per game. He's won multiple cups. He impacts the game in multiple ways, and we've seen that as recently as last year against the New York Rangers, a series where I believe that if Crosby doesn't get hurt, the Penguins win the series. They don't lose, I think it was 3 games in a row to drop a 3-1 series lead to the New York Rangers. All hail Sid the Kid. He is still the most complete player in the game, and I do think that we don't show him enough respect. And I know that sounds insane, but I just don't think that we do.
Is it Friday?
I don't know. I thought it was Wednesday.
Friday?
I thought it was Wednesday.
Wacky? No, not wacky.
Wacky Wednesday?
Wild Wednesday? Although Wacky and Jackie sound the same.
I don't know, but I wore yellow because I knew I was going to
Whizmical Wednesday. Whizmical. How about that? There we go. But that was good. I like that. You're bang on with that with Sid.
It's true, right? Like, he's so good, and he obviously still has the respect of his peers. All right, one more, and I find this one super interesting. What NHL arena has the best ice? So the Bell Center in Montreal wins with 35% of the vote. I would call that a pretty much landslide win. Apparently, every time they have asked this question, Montreal has never lost. They've won it every single time. So, Rupper, as the former player in the room,
100%.
What is so good about Montreal's ice?
And I didn't know that, Jackie, but I've always said the best ice is in Montreal. Montreal, here's the thing. When you go and you play in Montreal, it almost feels... It's not even to do with the history of the Montreal Canadiens, most storied franchise in the NHL. Everything about it is just at a different pristine level. The ice, the puck goes around the glass quicker. It does. It goes around the boards quicker. The seamless glass, like that, everything is just perfectly done. There's no, you never see a puck go in the corner and where the Zamboni comes out, there's a little mishap where it comes out, the puck bounces out. I mean, even the sound system, like literally the sound system in there makes your inside shake. Like it just it screams National Hockey League when you're in Montreal. They put on quite the performance there. I love it. The fans are passionate. They're dialed in. And I'll also say this. There's no better place to win a game on the road than in Montreal, too. Got to tick off a lot of Canadian fans up there, too. So.
And, of course, Great hot dogs in the press box. I know
Amazing
Jackie,
hot dogs.
I know Jackie thinks they're a little overrated.
Crosby, underappreciated. Hot dogs at the Bell Center, overhyped.
I'm going to come tomorrow and do my own little feisty thing.
Overhyped.
Those hot dogs don't get enough credit.
Yes.
Oh, they get too much credit.
Yeah, they do get a lot of credit. Montreal. You know what's funny about that list?
Although, to be fair, my only Montreal hot dog was a pandemic Montreal hot dog, so maybe it's not the same.
Yeah, we need the regular season, middle of the season, we'll be fine. How about Vegas?
I need a new
But how about Vegas on that list of best ice?
Where were they?
They're right behind. Here it is again. Like Minnesota, that would make sense. By the way, Edmonton used to be the standard for ice in the league.
Edmonton was.
By the way, when did Winnipeg rename their arena? Because I missed that completely.
That was about 5 years ago,
Okay,
Jack.
well, I was sleeping, I guess.
No, you're right. I missed that one
no
as well.
idea.
But like Minnesota, those four you would expect. Kudos to the people in Vegas who do the ice there, because I mean it's not like it's
only
ideal
their 6th season.
weather conditions there. There can be very, very warm there at times. So good job by them.
That is surprising, but I mean, good on them.